What's up, fellas? Urban Red Pill. You know the saying, men first. No matter what they say, men first. Today I wanted to do a video and really a outreach, a gratitude to the MGTOW community. I would like to give my thanks to those who have changed my life over the years and to kind of give my take on the things that have changed in my life for those who are just joining a community or haven't been in a community that long. And I don't know, hopefully this could be inspirational and give you a glimpse on what's on the other side if you just stick with the course, go through the grievance cycles, the red pill rage cycles, and if you internalize these philosophies, my life will be different from other men's lives, but I'm just going to give you an idea on since my adaptation of this philosophy, how it has changed my life, and in some words, probably saved my life because if I can look back and look at, the as far as me not even having these ideas or this ideology, even with knowing something's wrong, but when you have a pushback wave of a society that's against what it is that you're standing for, if it gets pounded on you for years and years and years, I mean, you are human. Who knows at some point you will succumb to that. And now I'm able to stand tall, my chest out, and it could be a million people that go against what my belief or what my thinking is, and I won't even budge or waver from it, thanks to me taking down a lot of these philosophies. One of the things that has really changed in my life is money. What I mean by this is, guys, brothers, women, even the pursuit of women, even the company of women, any way it goes, man, it costs. Um, Me, I took pride in not really spending much as far as courtship or dates, but I also looked at the time that I wasted. And I look at how I use time a lot more wisely now, and it profits more for my life financially and spiritually and intellectually. And then when I look back on those times with women, man, it's so much that I could have gotten done. I try not to beat myself over the head with it, but thanks to this ideology, thanks to MGTOW, I was just really able to get a better hold of my finances, understand how money works, watch where every dollar goes, and not to mention, I bumped a lot of those bitches out of my life, man. You know, it really changed me as far as like how I deal with the money that I earn and how I disperse it out into the world. And I'm gonna tell you guys this: trust. You, you know, I am a testimony of it. I was not very good as far as with budgeting money, dealing with money, but now my whole life has changed on the financial side. It's not like I'm saying I'm some wealthy multimillionaire, but what I'm saying is I don't really wake up wondering where my next meal is going to come from, in other words. And also, what it's taught me is there's really nothing unique about women. There really isn't. Hold on one second. This thing is coming. Sorry about that, fellas. There's nothing really unique about women. It's nothing really unique. At the end of the day, most if not all of them are really whores. They're That's just their nature. It's nothing really unique about them. The only unique thing that I've come to the conclusion that it is with women is their aesthetics, the way they look. Like, you may have some slimmer women, you may have some medium frame ones, you may have some thicker sides. or you have the chubby chaser types for those guys who love those type of women, but there's nothing really unique about them. If you think about it, all of them have the same motive. All of them think alike. All of them like the same music. They like the same movies. There's nothing really fucking unique about them. And you know, the bad part, well, for them about a red pill guy is I want to limit my time that I spend with them. Gone are the days you're never going to catch me ever again in life sitting at a dinner table or at some park or anything where I'm really wasting my time trying to put some dialogue between me and this beast. It just would never happen. They don't really have anything to offer. Trust me, outside of a sexual act was really just more of a biological thing. But outside of that, there's nothing there. We've been brainwashed as men to, you know, or socialized to think that there was something unique and special about them. Like, you know, oh, go get the girl. Like, this is like some type of championship prize. You compete for it. And, just really think about it. At least athletes get paid. You're chasing after something that where at the end of the day, by the time you get to the finish line, there's nothing really unique about this creature. You know. Also, minimalism. Minimalism, it really has affected my life big time. Because it's something about when you actually finally become a selfish man. And what I mean by selfish, not in the sense of the bad selfish. What I mean is finally for once, you sit and you think about what is it that I want? What are the things that I need? But really, really, really think about it. Really think about it. And you will come to the conclusion that a lot of the shit that you used to get in your life, you really did not really need it, nor did you even want it. Because by the time you come with the list, doing, your introspection on the things that you really want as a man, most of those things, more than half of them are going to be eliminated off of your list. And I live a minimalist life now. Even my room is more of it's a bed and a lounging area. It is no drawers or furniture for clothes. My clothes are rolled up in small little box bins where I can conserve more space, and I can have more of an open area where I could, sit, get into my gaming, uh, talk, do the YouTube thing, read. I'm a real heavy reader, but just that minimalism, you don't really need all of that stuff. Do you really want a $35,000 like 3 Series BMW? Like really ask yourself, do you want it? Do you want a $50,000 car? Like, do you really want that car, or were you trying to get that car to impress women? And once you take all of those things out, man, you will realize most of that shit, you never really needed it, and nor did you even want it. Also, fitness. Now, in my 20s, I will be honest, when I was into lifting weights, I'm the majority of my drive to lift weights was because I knew women liked guys that were physically fit. And I don't know that maybe that was a good thing. I mean, it kept me motivated to stay in good shape. So the byproduct of that is that I'm a healthy guy. I was a healthy guy, but my reason for doing it was pretty much worthless. Now that I look back on it, now that I adopted this philosophy, it was very worthless. So my goals now of working out or staying in physical shape is 100%, a matter of fact, 110% for my well-being and for my health. And hopefully I can live a decent or pretty average long life. But I no longer do it for any woman. I could care less if they like it or not. I really don't give a fuck. And that's another phase that has really helped me. Also, MGTOW I never really had a passion for certain hobbies prior to MGTOW. Most of my passions, well, which I thought were passions, they never were, just kind of revolved around me. I would get with homeboys of mine, friends of mine, and we'd just go out and we'd just talk it up and chase women. I mean, I had, you know, had a lot of those, but now that I look back on it, that was just a waste of time. But now I'm into motorcycles. I, I I got a bike a couple years ago. One thing about me, I buy things and I like to pretty much customize them and make them my own. So I did not know that I would have that love for motorcycles. I took a motorcycle safety course just to try something different, and I took it and just to add something that I have to my resume of life, and I ended up liking it, and I went and bought me a nice customized cruiser, and man, let me tell you something. Now I understand why some guys love boating, some guys love fishing, some guys love motorbikes, some guys like off road. I get it now. I never got that before. And thanks to this community, I was able to add another passion to my life, that's something that I never knew that I would love before. So I'm very thankful for that. And also cooking. Cooking before, as far as cooking, and you're moving so fast, you always this, always that. So a lot of times you find yourself eating out all the time, or women should cook for you and all of that. But I learned as a red pill guy, you have to flush a lot of these traditions down the toilet. You have to evolve, and to this day now, I've been a better cook than most women. As a matter of fact, I actually love cooking. Cooking is very relaxing to me. It's something about in the kitchen of silence, putting you together a meal, and especially when that meal, a nice pot roast in the oven and the aroma going through your house. It's just something about that, man. It's a very relaxing thing. And it was also a red pill moment, because just to think there was a time back in the day where this is what these bitches were complaining about. An actual moment in time to zen out, because cooking does that to you. And that was still not enough for them. So even though I found another hobby, something I enjoy, it was still a red pill in that moment. So Midtown has definitely made me a better cook. I always strive to try new recipes. I love outdoor grilling now. I never used to do that before, but just those type of environments, the outdoors. I'm a lot more outdoors with my motorcycle, barbecue, and everything. It just has changed my life for so much better when it comes to that. Another thing is the outlook that I have as far as children. The social way will say, okay, you need to have a kid to leave a legacy, or you need to have a kid to leave your mark in the world, the same old talking points. And if you really think about it, that is not really necessary. As a matter of fact, if it's for genetic purposes, I've read that after maybe two generations, most of your DNA is not pretty much there or cut in half anyway. So what are you doing it for? And it's other ways you can leave your mark on the world. Hell, I'm trying the YouTube channel just to get the message out there also, and contribute to a community that has done so much for me. So that's a mark. The way that I am with men out there in society, out there in the public, um, the thanks that I show to them. Uh, Construction workers are treated like crap where I live, because there's a lot of new developments. There's a lot of gentrification going on, and these guys are pretty much they're the foundation of this. And to just see the way that they're treated just by people in general is just freaking ridiculous. I'm going to do a video about this, by the way, at another time. But just them, if we're in the store together and I'm buying a drink or something like that, and there's 4 or 5 of them, with the whole thing's on me. I take care of the drinks or whatever it is they want to buy, just to show my gratitude for the work that they do. Cause trust me, doing back breaking work brick by brick, hour by hour, day by day, week by week is not an easy task. A matter of fact, it's very short lived. You cannot retire doing that type of work. So that's one another reason. Also, I see the world different now. I don't see the world anymore for what I would like it to be. I don't see the world anymore for what it could be. I only see the world right now for what it is. And what the world is right now is they want me to be a slave to a system that has nothing or no benefit to me. The only people who are benefiting off of this system are the ones who work for said system and the ones who advocate for said system. That shit has nothing to do with me. And now, thanks to the MGTOW community, I was able to really see what the hell was going on. Oh, and thanks to Divorce Corps too, the corporation on Netflix. Y'all check that out. But it opened my mind to what the world really is. It opened my mind to how parasitic people really are, how primal people really are, how people just really move off of autopilot. They actually their nature and their instincts drive them. They don't really think. And me soaking in a lot of these philosophies and um, also reading a lot more over the years. When I walk outside, man, it's like more of a Michael Jordan zone. Like the world slows down now. It's no longer fast to me anymore. It's no longer the world is no longer fast to me. Everything I see it in 4K at slow motion. Body languages are read a lot differently now that I never knew before. Just a lot of things like that where I actually see the world a lot different now. Also, the difference between being alone and being lonely. I'm not going to even lie. There was a time in my life where I thought the two were the same. I did not know there was a difference. And now that I realize the difference, I was never really lonely. I was just alone, but I enjoyed being alone. Just like right now, me doing this video, I love the quiet, the peace, the solitude that I have here. And I just couldn't fathom changing this for the traditional lifestyle that some of these guys are living. A matter of fact, I don't even think men biologically are wired to be in such a chaotic union. I really believe that this the marriages that these guys have to deal with now, with these entitled women, I don't really think that goes against their biology, and I believe that's the reason why a lot of them have health issues, um, heart problems, all kind of things. So those articles talking about married men are healthier and live longer, I think that is bullshit because now that I've had years of my life with solitude and being alone, it's just so hard for me to give this up, man. Like, if ever, I would not trade this for the world. And I am so glad because of the community that showed me that there is a difference. And I was never lonely. I was just alone because I'm very happy and content. I could keep myself company for days on end without ever leaving the house if I had to. And I have no problem with that. So I like to thank the community for that. And another thing before I finish the video off, I'm not really a religious type. I don't get into religion. I don't tell anybody or recommend anybody on how to deal with said religion. But one thing I can say is, the ride is now. The ride is now. You know, I don't want to sacrifice the life that I've built, the wisdom that I've learned, the things that I could pursue even later on, the goals that I have in the future, I don't want to sacrifice all of those because for me to assume that there is some afterlife for me, to put all those things on hold for an afterlife. At the end of the day, none of us really know. None of us really know, and part of this red pill journey is for me to start to think about a lot of these things that a lot of people don't like to address also. And at the end of the day, I've had loved ones passed away, but I've never had a situation where one has come back and gave me any evidence that there is something after this for me, whether it is or not. But all I could do is deal with what's the moment and what's here for me right now. And I think people need to start embracing and trying to pursue their goals and live their lives now and for the future or the near future, because you just don't really know. And for the past few years, that's how I've been gearing my life towards that. The things that I find enjoyable, I do them. If it's certain things that I may desire, I will, I will indulge in them. And I'm not going to think about whether something else is after this, because at the end of the day, what do we know? This could really be it. This could be it. Nobody knows. Nobody has any proof. There's no evidence. It's just nothing but just rhetoric. So with that said, I pretty much live my life from, from then till whenever I expire, as in this is my only ride. Now, I don't live recklessly at all. I don't, I'm not out here trying to cause any problems on anybody. I'm just trying to do the best that I can to make my life happy and as comfortable as possible. And I would like to thank the community, the Red Pill community, MGTOW community, for helping me with this. So I just wanted to let you guys know, for those who going through the grief cycles, the Red Pill rage cycles, if just stay with it, embrace the reality of what things really are, not what you want them to be or not what they could be. Just accept it for what they are and do the best you can within these realities to live your life to the fullest and do what it is to make you happy. Don't worry about being called selfish, because if you ever notice, the most parasitic people in the world love to throw a tantrum talking about someone as selfish, when at the end of the day, they just want you to be a little more docile so they could take advantage of you. So you have to understand the difference between the two. So you guys take care. I just wanted to share this with you. Thanks for all those in the community. You guys like the video, share it. Hopefully this can inspire other guys that are going through the beginning phases of this. But, more videos to come, and you guys take care.